Hello and welcome. You're listening to Pure Light, where we explore how you can believe in yourself and be happy with who you are. My name is Ailey, and I'm a coach and a Kundalini yoga and meditation teacher. This is episode 16, and it's about signs from the universe. Yesterday, I was out for a walk in Toronto, where I live, and it's beautiful spring weather right now. It actually feels like summer. And I was walking around, and I actually noticed a four-leaf clover in like a cluster of clover, which is a really rare thing for me. So I found my first four-leaf clover ever. I have a friend who manages to find them all the time. I have no idea how she does that because it like never happens for me until yesterday. And that made me think about signs from the universe, because a four-leaf clover is meant to be good luck. And I do believe it is. And I think it's wonderful when signs just show up randomly and unexpectedly, like this one did. But I also know that there have been times in my life when I've been looking for a sign and when one hasn't been forthcoming. And that's what I really want to talk about today. So times when you might find yourself saying something like, I just need a sign, or show me a sign. I think that for me, when there's something that I want to do, but I'm not sure whether or not I should do it, that's when I start to look for signs. And that could be stuff, like with relationships, like how should I proceed here, or career decisions. It could also be related to travel or, doing stuff. Like there's, for example, an event that I want to go to in LA this summer. And a couple of weeks ago, I was like, oh, I don't know if I should do this. And usually when I don't know whether or not I should do something, I'll look for signs or I'll ask my sister. And it's really great when I ask my sister, because she always asks me, well, do you want to do that thing? So she's like, do you want to go to LA? And I was like, yeah, I do. And it's great because it ultimately points me back to the desire. And then that's the driver rather than the doubt. Because ultimately, when I ask for a sign, I usually know what I want to do. And I just want some kind of confirmation or validation that that's okay and that that's the right path. Because maybe the thing that I want isn't the most conventional choice or the most convenient choice, or there's some logical reason that it doesn't make sense to do the thing that I want to do, like maybe time or money or something else. Because ultimately, there's always some kind of explanation that the mind can find to not do something. Like there's always a good reason not to do something. So here's my perspective on signs from the universe. The excitement that you have for doing something is the sign. The desire is the sign. That inner knowing is the sign. Looking for a sign outside of you is a way of ultimately not listening to the signs inside of you. It can be a way of deferring your power, because it means that you're waiting for something to happen to tell you what to do or to drive that decision, instead of making that decision yourself and choosing to make it happen. Because when you're waiting for something that you may not have control over. I mean, you definitely wouldn't have control over it if you're looking for some kind of sign, which means that it's probably kind of random whether or not you choose to do the thing. And it also means that you could be putting that off indefinitely, ultimately. So choosing not to look for an external sign and to follow the internal sign is a way of reclaiming your power, because you're most powerful when you listen to and act on the signs inside of you, that excitement, that inner drive. Because that means that you're ultimately willing to make decisions that honor your inner state and that drive you towards greater excitement and peace. When you look for a sign outside of you, it's ultimately a way of putting things on hold. So anyway, I decided to go to that event in LA without getting any kind of external signs. I let the excitement drive that decision. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to do it. And I'll circle back on that in a couple of months and let you know how that goes. But whenever you catch yourself waiting for a sign from the universe, instead of waiting for that external sign, look inside of you and ask yourself, like, what do I want to do? Do I want to do this thing? How do I feel about it? And if I trusted my feelings, what would I do? Because that's ultimately better than any sign outside of you. And And also that way, any sign that you get externally is kind of like a bonus, like that 4-leaf clover. If you have any insights that you want to share about this, use the hashtag PureLightPodcast. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time, may you be guided by your light.